Hey Mystics, welcome to step one of Ritualize Your Business. Shadow work in business is the foundation of ritualizing your business because that's where the magic happens. If you've ever heard me talk about shadow work, you know I'm an incredibly passionate person when it comes to gold mining the shadows, bringing the darkness into light, and truly finding the treasure in the shadowy bits that exist within us. But the same applies for your business. When you start with shadow work, you're going to clear out any shit that is no longer needed. You're going to get really, really honest with yourself by looking at what doesn't work, getting honest with your systems, finding any energetic leaks that are around, ending partnerships that need to go, and not projecting your own shit onto your business. Your business is an extension of you. It is your legacy. It is what you are doing here out of passion, out of purpose, and out of true alignment. So, why would you want that or allow that to be riddled with shadows and things that aren't working? So, when we start with shadow work, we are getting really honest with our business. We're taking our emotions out of it, which I know can be hard because your business is your baby. But by removing our emotions and looking at this objectively from a point of view that is just like, hey, let's lay it all out on the table. Look at these maps, look at these systems, look at the blueprint of my business and the foundation and the inner workings. And you're going to really be able to see what it is for what it is, rather than having all of these emotional attachments and saying, well, I love this business. And you're making excuses for things just like you make excuses for yourself and your own emotions and your own actions. So, shadow work in business can be done a lot of different ways, but the ways that I like to break it down is to look at what didn't work. Did you have a launch that just totally flopped? Did you release something that nobody signed up for? Did you send an email that nobody opened or clicked on? Are you speaking in a way on social media that is getting no response, no interaction, and it's just crickets? These are places to move toward. I know it can feel embarrassing and a little bit of shameful when you're looking at things that didn't work, especially when you're putting yourself out in the public eye. I mean, being seen is scary enough as it is. Believe me, I am someone who has had to come a really long way with even just recording something like this for you. So when we can see these things and not get attached to them and just be like, you know what, that launch didn't work. I totally wasn't aligned in this Instagram post. I just threw something up to make a square for the day. Or you're recording stories that nobody's watching or nobody's responding to, and you're asking questions and you're trying to get people to engage. So looking at what didn't work means that you're just seeing places for improvement. You're thinking, okay, this doesn't work, so I'm going to stop doing it, rather than repeating and repeating and repeating and receiving the same outcome, because that is the definition of insanity. Sorry to be the one to tell you. So when you stop repeating things that didn't work, you're going to allow yourself to find what does. If that is a no, then what's your yes? If posting every day is a no for you because you are energetically drained, you're not showing up in the way that you want to, people can feel that. There are energetics of social media that are real. And if you're just throwing something up to put it up there, that's a place to move into and to stop that behavior. So what you're basically doing, you're going to lay out every part of your business, your emails, your video recordings, how you show up online, what you're doing with your clients, what you're doing with yourself, how you're meeting your sales goals, and what you do when you launch. By looking at all of these things and making a list of this worked and this didn't, with like a 2-column side by side on a piece of paper, you're going to see things for what they are. And you're going to think, oh, wow, okay, so I remember that when I did this, I felt this way, and that's why this outcome happened. So for a perfect example, if you're launching a course or a webinar or something that you've created, it's vulnerable. It's hard to put yourself out there when you've put so much work into something and created something that you truly believe in. So that vulnerability can hold you back from truly seeing things for what they are. But by looking at this in a way that you're just a curious explorer, the mind of the student, you'll be able to see from an objective perspective with your ego out of it what really didn't work. And then you can take that and say, okay, I'm going to change this. I'm going to do things differently. I'm going to take my time when I'm writing emails. I'm going to take my time in launching. I'm not just going to throw something out there and get upset that nobody's buying it. There's a process to releasing creative content that has to really be intentional. It has to come from a place of authenticity and integrity. And if it doesn't, people feel that, and that's just the facts of life. So before you put anything else out into the world, create anything else and release it, take a look back at what happened when you released something the last time and just be honest with yourself. Another portion of shadow work in business is getting honest with your systems. And systems are things that help your business run, help your business grow, and they're the structure, the masculine structure and container for your feminine to flow in. So just like a glass of wine, the glass itself is the masculine structure. It's the container. The wine flows in it. It's fluid. It's moving. It might make you have a little more fun than you were having before, or it might make you cry, whatever. But this structure and these systems in your business are so important. And if you don't have any systems, then that's a great place to begin your shadow work. If you do have systems in place, take a look at them. See what the metrics are. Look at the data. You have to get really serious here and not only mystify everything. So we're demystifying the mystical here. And by looking at your systems, you're going to see where you have leaks or where something just isn't running well, or if something is broken. There's bugs in all types of technology. So if something just isn't running anymore, like your welcome email when someone signs up for your email list, if that's not even sending right, that's something to look into. So thinking about all of the things that are systematic in your business and really diving into them to see what's happening there is going to save you so much energy and effort in the long run. Systems are necessary, and your feminine just wants to flow. An energetic leak is another way to do shadow work in business. And this can look like old products and services that are listed on your site that aren't selling anymore and that you're not really energetically aligned with. Since that is still an energetic offering, that can be an energetic leak, something that removes your magic from your site and your energy is going towards it, whether you realize it or not. And people can feel that too, the stagnancy there. So look at things that are energetic leaks in your business. This can be emails, videos that you don't feel aligned with anymore, offerings that you're like, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore, but people are still signing up for it. Even if it's still active, but it's not aligned with you, that's an energetic leak and an opportunity to cut the cord. Partnerships are also extremely shadowy in business. I don't care who you're working with or what you've done in your life. You've probably encountered working with someone who is just kind of like, ooh, after a while. You are not married to anything. And even if you have a business partnership that isn't working for you anymore, you are not stuck. You are not obligated, and you can always leave or tell them to get to packing. So think about your partnerships. This can be brand partnerships if you're doing something on an affiliate side. This can be partnerships in business. This can be a podcasting partnership, whatever it is. Think about all of the relationships in your business, how they work, how they feel, sit with each one of them, pull a card if you want to, and think about how this makes you feel. What is the relationship like? Is it you giving all your energy? Is it them giving tons of energy to you and you feel bad because you're not reciprocating? Is there tension? Are you not agreeing on a creative level? Are you not agreeing on a financial level, on a systematic level? Think about how you're in relationship with everyone who is involved in your business, contractors and partners alike. And don't project your shit onto your business or onto your audience. It's so easy to think that your pain is someone else's pain too. But isn't it time that we stop connecting with people on pain and stop trauma bonding through marketing? Ugh, I am so over hearing something like, are you sick of the 9 to 5? Do you feel energetically drained? Like, bitch, yes, but I don't want to be like brought into your conversation through that topic. I want to be inspired. I want you to speak to my pleasure, to my purpose. So even though everything we've learned in marketing from the beginning of time is to talk to pain points, let's flip this script. Let's change how we speak to people that we want to engage in our business. Let's change how we speak to our audience, how we speak to ourselves, and how we present our business to the world. Projecting our pain to connect with other people is only going to draw people in who are feeling pain. Sure, we're all in pain. Yes, but let's change the conversation to speak to people's purpose, to speak to people's passion. Call them in, don't call them out. Allow them to be inspired by what you're creating because you are the solution that they've been looking for. You are the little glimmer of gold dust that they've been waiting to come sweep into their life, and you are the magic carpet that they have been begging for launch. So this is shadow work in business. It's quite simple. You'll learn a lot more about it in your PDF and a few examples and exercises to get moving on this. But the thing that you need to carry with you most is compassion, a sense of conviction, and devotion to your business, to how it runs, and to what you play in it. And the part that you play in it is of creator. You are the creator of your business. You are the creator of your life. And so when you start thinking about being the creator and having this impact and this ownership in what you're doing and how you're doing it and what you put out there, it's easier to understand how your being is involved in your business. For example, when you do shadow work, there's a lot of personal development that comes along with it. There's a lot of understanding your weaknesses, understanding your trauma and your pain, and going towards these things with understanding and compassion. Shadow work in business is much the same. You're going to be embodying so much of what you have within you in your business. It is an extension of you, as we've talked about. And as this extension, it also carries much of the same shadow that you have in your own life. So when you're thinking about how you are involved in your business and what role you play, more than just creator, also take a step back and think about the things that are happening in your life that may be also happening in your business. For example, if your weakness is communication in life, you may also have a hard time communicating in your business. And this can translate to your emails, the copy on your website, how you engage with people in meetings or networking, social media, podcasting, recording videos. Everywhere that you are communicating in your life, in your real life, could also be problems in communication in your business. This is such an opportunity to really do the work on yourself while you're also doing shadow work in your business. They're never going to be separate, but they are going to be a little bit of a different flavor of the same thing. And what that looks like is really just having, again, an objective perspective and thinking about the development of your business as your personal development as well. And your business can be a really great outlet to fulfill some of these things in your life that you don't have outlets for in your regular life. So if you really want to become better at communicating, we're going to stick with the example of communication, pushing yourself to be uncomfortable, to do things that make you feel like, ooh, I can't do this. I need to hold back. This isn't safe. But in a way that is inviting you to become something that you know that you already are. You just need the platform and the opportunity to do so. Your personal development is always going to translate into your business, but it can go the other way also. So if you get really good at communicating in some way in your business, you can translate that into your life as well. So this cross-pollination of shadow work in business and in life is beautiful because you're just going to end up being a very well-rounded human being and someone who is, again, devoted to being full and whole and showing up in your business and in your life. Sometimes it's a lot easier to show up when you're behind a brand, when there's something that you are representing rather than just having a personal brand. And whatever the structure of your business looks like, whether you have a brand or you're working for someone else and you want to ritualize that business, this isn't only for entrepreneurs. But when you look at how this development happens and these ways that you have these channels to perform or to do something that you don't necessarily have the opportunity to do in your regular life, then you can really see how shadow work and how this creative flow is happening everywhere. When you're being forced, in some cases you are forced to communicate at a different level in your business, you're going to see that you can do this. That yes, while this may have been uncomfortable at first, it's something that you had to do for work, for business, for success, for monetary value, or for networking. And so when you realize that you can do this, it validates to your being, to your soul, to your heart that this is possible, that this is in the realm of possibilities for you to do in your regular life with people who you know, with your relationships, with your family, with your lovers, with your friends, with your neighbors, everybody. Your business is so much of you, and the way that you are in business is also so much of the way that you are in life. There was so long that I said, I have totally different lives. I am this way at work and I am this way with my friends. And my work was like, I am on it. I am always here. I'm showing up on time. I am doing all this work. I'm very organized and regimented and in this structure. And then in my personal life, it was like, blah, la, 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 you know, anything goes. I want to be who I want to be. I'm going to dance on tables. I'm going to sing at the top of my lungs. I'm going to laugh too loud and I'm going to just be wild. But when I realized that it was possible for me to bring a bit of this wildness into my business, things changed. And even though that was when I was working for other people and working in an industry that I no longer align with, it was the realization that I don't have to be two separate people, that I can bring my personality into my business and I can bring my business into my personal life. And they don't have to be so separate. And I don't have to act like a totally different person just because I'm working and I'm being professional. And there are so many things that I allowed to burn down when I entered my 30s and when I stopped giving so many fucks and when I became an entrepreneur and was able to do things my way. So bringing that personal development that you're working on in your personal life into your business is going to be hugely beneficial because you're going to already know yourself so well and you're going to know what things to look for in your business that you know are already weaknesses and things that you can improve upon. So that is also a huge way to meld the shadow work that you're doing in your life, because I hope you are definitely devoted to the shadow work in your personal life. Outsourcing things that you aren't good at is also a really great way to practice shadow work because you're acknowledging the problem. You're accepting that you don't want to do this. If this isn't your zone of genius, then don't do it. If it's taking too much time, if it's making you feel frustrated, if it makes you feel unable to perform, or you're just, that mental fog that comes with a to-do list full of just things that you don't want to do, that outsourcing will free you up, will take that shadow of the shame of thinking, I'm not doing this to-do list. I hate doing all of these things. My business needs them, but I really just can't bring myself to do it. That is going to free you of so much energy. Again, a huge energy leak is doing things that you are not meant to do in your business. And as a business owner, I understand in the beginning, not everyone has the budget to hire someone for every single role that you don't want to be doing. I mean, if I could tell you how many hats I wear throughout the day, you would be amazed. You would say, I don't even recognize you. But that's the thing. And in the beginning, you might have to do all of this. You're going to learn tons. You're going to have that grit to be able to go into grace, and you're going to learn so much about what you do well. And that is the key. What you do well is what is going to transfer into your zone of genius, what you do greatly. So, what you do well might look like things that come easy to you, things that you've done for a long time. You may not love them, but they're easy for you to do. It doesn't take a lot of time, and you can get things done and done well. But when you start playing in the realm of the zone of genius, it is magic, and it is freedom, and it is a validation that you know who you are, you know what you're good at, and you know what you don't want to do. Your no is just as powerful as your yes. And if you have the funds and the budget to pay someone to do your no, you can focus so much more on your yes. You're going to have a lot less frustration, a lot less late nights, and a lot more energy. And that is magic. Your personal potential transfers to your business. And as your business grows, you will realize more potential that you have, more potential of making an impact with your business, and more potential of what happens when those two entities, yourself and your business, come together. Shadow work in business is so much more than just looking at what doesn't work. It's about looking at how you operate within the system that you've created to be your business, and understanding how that feels, what it looks like, what the experience is from start to finish, and how you can best amplify your energy and give the most as you can to your business. A great way to break this down and understand how this flows is to look at a typical week. I'm not going to say that every day in the entrepreneurship world is the same. So let's take a week at a time. Go day by day, morning until night, start to finish, and look at what you do. This can be how you answer emails, what your creative process is, your recording, what you're writing down, what your notes look like, what your to-do list is, how you manage your to-do list if you're working with contractors or anybody outside of yourself or your organization, what that communication flow is like, how you project manage, how you keep track of things, what you do when things expire or are just no longer aligned. Taking a good, hard, detailed look at your week will give you a really good idea of what potential you have within those hours. Each hour may change. You may be doing something different every single day, or every day may look exactly the same for you depending on what you do. But ritualizing your business isn't about having the most dynamic life ever. It's about bringing magic to the mundane. And the things that are mundane may be the things that are also weighing you down, keeping you back, holding you in this pattern of comfort when really you need to be uncomfortable, pushing yourself to these limits that you didn't know existed, and then past them. Your business is your magic, it is your magic wand, and it is your vehicle to impact and inspire the world. The ways that you include shadow work in your business will likely be the same that you include them in your life. It may be easier to do shadow work in business because there isn't so much of a personal investment in your behavior. Or it could be much more difficult because you're putting a lot of pressure on your business to perform, to pay your bills, to make an impact, to reach people, to grow and grow and grow. But that pressure isn't always going to turn into a diamond. It may burn you out. So just being really easy with yourself, understanding your boundaries, and really staying true to your authenticity and your why of why you started this company, what you wanted it to achieve and how you wanted it to make you feel. Because your business isn't just about other people. And when you're not feeling good in your own life or in your business, people can feel that. That is a palpable energy that you just don't want to mess with. And just the same way that if you have a whole bunch of shit going on in your personal life and you go have lunch with a friend and you're just like blah, and they're like, woof, I did not need this. And now I need to do like a whole cleansing after that meeting because your shit is whack. People can tell when your business is whack too, and when you're not aligned with it. And maybe if you decided to do one thing in the beginning of your business and now you're completely misaligned with that, this is your permission slip to change course, to do what feels best, to do what feels right. Because when you're in your magic, you are going to express that to people and they're going to feel it. By keeping yourself stuck because you made a decision at the beginning of your business, maybe years ago, is not going to serve you. It's not going to serve anybody. And it's going to take you super into the shadows and you're going to burn out so fast because you're not doing what you love and how you love to do it.